I've noticed like when I'm in a relationship with a guy, they don't give me a lot of things. Right, but I'll see women that they rent pay, phone pay, car note pay. I'll be like, "What do you be doing?"
I think they be
Because
asking for it.
yeah, but you know what? It goes back to a lot of men like to provide and feel needed. So they're more willing to give to somebody who needs it versus somebody who got it. So I've just noticed that like my ex-husband, he did a lot of stuff for me or whatever, and people I'll date, gifts is my love language both ways. I actually get really excited to see somebody else happy that I got them something that made them happy, right?
Now that's me with giving gifts. I love to give gifts to people. I
Don't receive
particularly like to
my
receive
God.
gifts. It makes me a little uncomfortable.
Why?
Because then I feel like I need to give you something too.
No,
So I will rarely
no.
ever, like, if a guy was like, "Oh, I'm gonna pay your mortgage for the month," I'm be like, "Why?"
I be like, hell, let me see what I'm gonna invest this party.
Well, that's
what
why I
I'm
said
gonna
I
do.
don't ask
Like,
Jocelyn what she wants.
I
I give
wish.
her. I have to give her stuff.
What's up, everybody?
Hola.
So I know y'all used to us just getting straight into the episode, but I actually got something I need to say to y'all. So, we noticed that there's a lot of y'all that watch our stuff, but ain't nobody subscribing. What's going on there? Let's
How
talk
rude.
about it. Yes, very rude. So, I want to know if y'all could do us a favor. Can y'all, if you vibing with us, if you feeling us, can y'all please just, do your like, do the subscribe.
Share.
We're trying to grow on Instagram. That's where we're kind of putting a lot of our focus. So if y'all could just go on our last post, just comment like, 42, because this is the 42nd, or no, not 42, 43.
Mm-hmm.
Just 43, so we know which episode you saw. And make sure you follow us on Instagram. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And then join our Discord, because we're gonna have all kinds of fun once we start getting some people up in there. You can come in there, you can talk to us about anything. You'll have me and Jade responding to you. It's called the After Party,
After party.
because she has to sing the song every time I say it. So yeah, it's called the After Party. The link and everything is in our bios as well as in the description. So come join the After Party, have some convo with us. If you had something you want to talk about in the episode, feel free to bring it up there. It is a judgment-free zone.
At least not out loud. We're not judging you.
Right. Put, you got some hot takes, some controversial opinions. Hey,
Let's
we
hear
hear
it.
We ain't gonna judge you for it. I mean, unless you're trying to like harm people, then we'll judge you all day long.
Yeah,
So don't
please
bring
don't
that.
do that. Please don't make
But,
us tell the police. On
if you got a hot take like me when I said I wasn't a fan of John Legend's voice, okay, it wasn't your cup of tea. But come join the Discord, have some fun with us, chat it up, and let's just have fun. So,
yep.
I want to take a little bit of time to introduce. We have a special guest. I don't know if you noticed that me and Jay got on some makeup.
Yeah.
So you got like a soft glam, right?
Yes.
I'm not a makeup person, so it takes forever for me to get these terminologies. So we got a soft glam, and this is the person that did it. Her name is Brittany. She owns Makeup Glam with B. I want to say Brittany with B. But yes, so she did our makeup for us. Did it very well, if I might say, especially as somebody that doesn't do makeup. So I am very happy because we took some photos today.
Yeah.
So Brittany, if you want to tell them like where they can find you, how they can reach out to you, like if the people want to have like some makeup done.
All right. So as she said, I'm Brittany. My company name is Makeup Glam with B, and the with is spelled out, and it's the same handle on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So just Makeup Glam with B. I even publicize my phone number because it's my direct business line. So it's 317-965-0390. And my email is also makeupglamwithb@gmail.com. And my website is makeupglamwithb.com. So I do travel. I try to be very responsive and try my best to be as prompt as possible when people reach out needing my services. So very grateful that Jocelyn and Jade allowed me to service and, allow my brushes to grace their faces today.
I'm so happy
Yeah.
that she took our appointment, because I was like searching the internet, like, where can I find someone to do makeup if we're doing photo shoots?
Yeah.
And I found her website, and then I checked out your Instagram, and I was just like, I think one of the first pictures was a picture of you, actually.
Beautiful.
Very. And I was just like,
Beautiful.
okay, it don't look like she got on too much makeup. I mean, and I was like, and I see a lot of melanated people on here, so they tell me
This
she
is
know
what
how
we're
to
looking
put
for.
makeup
This
on
is what-
melanated
yeah.
folks. I was like, okay, I'm gonna reach out to her. And it was such a great experience from beginning to end. I think I had texted you, and you responded pretty quickly.
I try my best.
So very responsive, very what I would call, she came about it from like the heart of an educator.
Okay.
Because on the phone I was like, I don't know nothing about makeup. I'm scared that I'm gonna end up looking like a completely different person. I don't want eyelashes that look like I'm gonna fly away. And she was just like, hold on. And then
Slow down. Slow your roll.
There was one thing I said to her about I was like, can I like not do eyelashes?
You not do what you
And
want.
she was like, I could tell she was trying to be like nice and respectful. She was like, that could be interesting.
I mean, because if you got a beat face and no lashes, you look crazy.
I
You
don't know.
look You look barefaced. It looks weird.
Your eyes look bald. That's what I was like. It's like, especially if you have like a really like drama glam eyeshadow,
and then nothing.
and then it's just bald. It's like
It's
like,
weird.
It would be like having your face made up and no hair,
Yeah.
unless you just don't have hair, right? I mean, it is
Yeah.
what it is. But yeah, I
Well,
feel like
when she-
lashes bring an element to it.
When you
Yeah.
said that could be interesting, I was like, okay, note
So
to
no.
self, that is a no. So I was like, okay, well, we can do lashes.
I try
So-
to encourage people to do lashes, especially since you told me you're doing a photo shoot,
Mm-hmm.
because they look really good in pictures.
Yeah.
Like the aesthetic of it all. Now, of course, you totally don't have to do them. Mascara does wonders, right?
Mhm.
But I try to encourage it because it's just a nice little pop. And it really does bring out the shape in your eye.
Mhm.
It's just,
Mhm.
it's cute. Like, honestly, I just have on lashes, right? So I feel like lashes is just like a baseball cap to a guy, right? It's just
Mhm.
like, boop, you just
Pop it
See?
on.
And none of this I knew anything about before talking to her. Because I would have been at this photo shoot completely made up with no eyelashes.
And somebody would have let you. And
And
somebody would have let
that's the
you.
thing,
And
somebody
they would have
would've
let
me.
you.
And then people would have been seeing, I'm not following them, girl. Look at her eyelashes.
they would not have
So
said
nobody will say, look at her eyelashes.
I
I'm not
would.
following.
If I knew enough about it, I'd be like, Because she need to fire the makeup artist and the photographer for not even pointing it out.
that is hilarious.
Look, I would not follow somebody because they ain't make sure that they was looking up to par. And I say that as somebody that has been on this show
I was
looking
like, you got your nerve.
crazy.
Y'all are crazy.
Look, I don't care. I am who I am. I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. But so let's go ahead and get into we're gonna be doing some reactions today.
Yay!
No idea what to, so it's gonna be fun for us all. What we got first?
Give me what you got for
for
a pork chop.
I'm upset.
I want to know about this.
I don't know
pork
what it
chop.
means. I don't know what it means. I
So-
love it though.
So you said you wanted to talk a little bit about like high value man stuff, and
Okay, yeah.
it has been like an interesting topic.
Okay.
I mean, over the last 3 years, I would say like 2 or 3 years ago, it was more viral, and now it's more settled down. But I understand the concept, but there's extreme views on both sides.
Uh-huh.
So I figured we look at a few videos.
Okay.
Yeah,
what we
let's see.
got.
Is that
I got
one of the Kardashians?
No.
This is a
Oh,
this is a random girl, I think.
I don't know. She looked like Kim to me.
What's a high value woman?
A woman who knows her worth and knows she can do better than that, because there are men out there that aren't gonna want to see a whole bunch of women at one time.
But what determines a woman's worth?
I think a woman determines her own value.
See, that's the difference between men and women. Like, a man can't just determine their value. The world dictates how valuable you
The
are.
marketplace, you're saying.
Right. Like,
Capitalism.
women could just make up how valuable she is in her head and then just assume that the world should follow that. But we can't operate like that. Imagine if I said like that, I'm just worth that. Like, why? Because I believe it. everybody would think that I'm delusional, but women can believe
What do you
that.
guys think about that?
See, how I feel about it is I understand where he thinks he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, if you viewed yourself as a high value man, you will operate in a way to where you would be high value. Like if you thought highly of yourself, you wouldn't do lowly things.
I tell people all the time,
So
confidence will take you a long way. To me, his words told me he don't think he a high value man.
and he's jealous because he feel like women get to say they are, and he feels like he can't. He's like,
You're-
well, you a low value
My
woman, and you can
personal
say you
opinion is
high.
you are worth as much as you
Mhm.
think you are. And like, I'm not saying I'm the best thing out there, but I also don't think I'm a low value person either. I've been through some things. I worked really hard to get where I am. The thing that I thought was interesting about this is when they were talking about a high value woman, it was she was saying, "Oh, it's the values, my self worth, what I think I'm worth." But everything that I've heard about high value men is always tied to how much does he make, what job does he do. So why can't he just have high self worth? Maybe that's what he's.
That's what he's saying.
And I honestly, I would agree with that based off the little I've seen about people talking about high value men. At least from the woman's side, they do always talk about, well, is he making six figures? Is he driving a nice car? Does he have his own house? Which I'm like, okay, sure. I'm not saying those things aren't important, but if we're allowed to just be like, oh, I'm worth more than that because I'm a great person, I have a lot to offer because I just have a great personality, why can't they do the same?
Nobody said they couldn't.
I think they're taking it that way.
I think my perspective is like the sheer like difference between men and women in general. So like men in society, whether it's right or wrong, it is what it is. Most men are valued based off of their income because at the end of the day, they're the provider, right? That's their core role, is to provide. Well, if you don't have income, you can't provide, and your income is going to determine what level you can provide. Women tend to be what I consider to have more of the soft skills in a relationship. Like you keep the machine going, right? Like that man gives you the foundation, like, you know, of that process, but you keep things going and making sure everything's the way it should be, on a flow, on a schedule. You're strategic about it. But also women have more of this aesthetic appeal. Unfortunately, most women are valued based on how aesthetically pleasing they are. So a woman who feels like she's attractive, right? She feels like, oh, I'm attractive, so I have more value, right? And because most men seem to be, and I don't say this superficial in like a negative way, but they care more about the aesthetics of a woman. A man will certainly date a woman who has no job, no money, because he's that provider. He wants something that's aesthetically pleasing to look at. Whereas a woman, she's going to want a guy who can provide and have stability. So she's looking at his personality, what he can do, what he can offer. It's just the difference between men and women. So I kind of understand where he's coming from a male perspective. He can't say, "Oh, I'm just an attractive guy, you know, I'm worth something." He's more so of like, I have to physically prove that. How nice is my car? How nice is my house? How high is my salary? What type of education do I have? Those are the things in society that truly drives his worth, whereas a woman can just stand on the quality of her hair and her makeup.
Which to me, I'm like, that kind of sucks, especially for somebody like me that's single. And I'm like, I'm not that person that's looking for a man that can take care of me and provide for me, because I've learned to provide for myself. I can do that. Literally just looking for a partner. So I'm like, but because there is that, you know, viewpoint that, in my opinion, society has put on what a high value woman is and what a high value man is, it's like everybody comes at you with that perception just from jump. And it's like it'll make people not want to interact with you. And I'm like, I was watching a podcast, and in it she was talking about women. It's a podcast called It's Giving, and she said it was titled "How to Qualify for a high value man. And I was like, I don't like this whole, and I know we've done it since the beginning of time, men and women and who's worth more. We just call it something different, seem like every decade. But I'm like, I just hate this mentality of we need to put this worth on genders, which then to me sometimes just make unrealistic expectations for people when they start dating and stuff, because now they're looking for people to be like this. And it's like, yeah, but some of these people, they're rare and they're not your everyday people.
That's why they call it high value, because they're above average value. So
Yeah,
it's like,
but-
and if you surrounded by average, at the end of
But
the
you
day,
could also, like I said, we tend to put on the men a sign that the value for them be directly attached to how much they make.
See,
And
but
you
my
could
thing is,
have-
if you ask a man what makes a man successful, those are the answers he's going to give. He's not going to say, because I have a good heart and that's what makes somebody successful. He's not going to say that stupid shit. So for
No,
them to
but
turn
I
around and be
also-
like, I'm a victim, and if I say I'm a good person, I should be able to say, like, if a woman just say she's a good person and she has nothing else and she look like a dirty ass foot, he won't care about her saying she's a good person. It really does work both ways. Like, we
No,
are
it
both
one-
victims to the society.
it
Everybody's
100
a victim in this.
It 100%
Like,
is
I'm upset.
coming from both sides. But I'm
Like,
saying is my point is society is the one that put that on
yeah,
us.
it is.
But I have one interjection there,
Okay.
and there's 2 points that you made. I remember what you said earlier. You forget what you had to say, so I've been trying to do little bookmarks so I can remember what I wanted to say. But before I go into it, I will say that I am a psychology major, and I feel like I'm gonna say this and try not to go down a rabbit hole. I'm gonna just touch it so it makes sense. I feel like STEM should be called STEMP. You got science, technology, engineering, math, but you should have P at the end for psychology, because you could be the smartest person on earth, but if you have no social skills, which is the basis of human interaction, you don't even understand each other, you're not going to be successful.
Man,
It
there's
just
so
is
many
what
people
it
that
is.
can't communicate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I started to say that because it's not only just about society. Society is what traits we
have put out
portray,
there,
right?
Yeah.
So, like, for example, I don't know what decade it was, but like the 40s, 50s, 60s, a woman showing her navel was against the law, right? The time
And in
changed.
some
That was
areas, I
where
think
we
it still
were
is.
in society, right? But then at its core, there are true psychological differences between men and women.
Oh, 100%.
We naturally do not
100%.
operate the same. And so I feel like the more people understand how a man's brain work and how a woman's brain work, then they can understand why they do what they do. And that's the basis of psychology, understanding behavior. A lot of people think it's sitting in a chair and laying down on a couch and talking to a psychiatrist and a psychologist. Agreed, that's part of it, but it's also understanding why. What produces the hunger? Why are you behaving this way? Why do you feel this way? What was the origin of that drive? What motivates, energy, all that type of stuff is so big. So I love studying psychology, but there were 2 things that you hit on. One of them was, you were like, I think it's unfortunate that just because in society men feel like they have to have money, etc. Well, here's the other reality. A lot of men like to feel needed in that capacity.
They do.
So, for example, I'm very independent. You just explained that you're independent. You're just looking for a partner. For women like us, we sometimes have a hard time dating because we don't need the man. A lot of men's egos are fragile
And tied to their income.
and tied to their income.
And that's
So-
what I said, for them to be turned around. Like, at the end of the day, if you ask a man what he feels is successful, they're the very things that people say what a high value man is. If you ask him, what is a successful man, or do you think you're successful?
The thing that got me with the podcast was because she was talking about women with masculine energy, and she had nothing but negative things to say, which, okay, that's most of the time you hear when a woman has masculine energy. You do hear about the negative. Oh, she's aggressive, she doesn't need anybody, she doesn't know how to submit, the normal blah
BS.
blah blah
Yeah.
BS. But I'm like, a woman having masculine energy is not always a bad thing to me. Honestly, me having masculine energy is what got me to where I am now.
Touche.
But I'm like, what? And she was saying like women don't know how to submit, which I'm like, I'm not going to say every woman knows how to submit. Maybe some of them don't. But I'm just like, just because a woman has masculine energy doesn't mean that she is like that with her partner.
Mm,
She probably submits to him in a way that you probably just wouldn't.
exactly.
Yeah, but their submission is on both ends though.
Agreed.
Exactly.
Like it's
That's
on
People
the
got that
both
thing.
twisted. They
ends.
got that
It's
so
not because
twisted.
they only bring up one half of that verse,
Yep.
and there's a
And there's
second
a whole-
half of
I
that
say that all the
verse.
time.
So
I'm like,
like
both people are supposed to submit to each other.
Absolutely.
The woman is not supposed to be just the person that just does everything the man says. I don't care what anybody says about, like, I'm not here to just be your maiden.
And
Like-
trust comes into play. Like, are you a strong leader? Are you leading and guiding me into the right direction? I'm not about to submit to a
to blindly
dumbass.
follow
Exactly.
you. And the
But-
Bible tell you not to. So it's like you
I
supposed
was like, I am all
Mm-mm.
for a man coming and leading me. I get tired of making all the decisions
Mhm.
sometimes. If you want to make a decision, sure. Hey, go ahead.
because Victor got my last nerve, but it's a lot of things I don't have to think about that I had to think about
That I
when
do.
I was by myself. So I'm like,
you
no.
don't have to think about how you
Mhm.
like. Oh my god, I tried to change. I have these canned lights in my house,
I
and
hire
I have
people. I cannot.
never. I thought I broke this damn light when I was trying to see what type of light bulb it was. Turns out it's the whole unit I need to replace. And I was just like, see, this is where I would need a man, because I'm like, I don't know what the. I just know a standard light bulb. You unscrew, you screw back in, and it's done. I released this can light thing, and this whole fixture came. I said, "Oh, I think I broke something."
See, I delegate.
Turns out I didn't. I
I'm
was just
not
like,
handy.
I don't. This is what I would need. Help me fix stuff. I don't know how to do it.
I struggled. I'm divorced, by the way, 5 years divorced, and I was kind of pressured. Oh, your age and your credit score, your salary, da 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 da. You should buy a house. I never really wanted a house because
I didn't really want one either. When
Don't
I
get
got
one
it.
if you don't want it.
I already
Don't
got
do
it now. It's too damn late. I got it. It's there. It exists. We got it. We signed the deed.
It's so
got the
much work,
mortgage.
though.
It is.
Is what it is. So with that being said, I really wanted to wait. Like, if I was blessed to be married again, I really just wanted to wait till I had a partner to purchase
Mhm.
my first home with, because it's just me. There's nobody else. They're not cats, dogs, kids. Nobody. No, it's just me.
See, now you got clean and everything. You like, when am I find time to do this?
Girl,
See, that's what I'm waiting on a partner for, is to help me with a damn dog. I am not getting a dog until there is somebody else living in that house with me that can help me take
I don't
care
care.
of
I ain't
it.
get one anyway. It's 3 other people in that house.
And
And I
that's
ain't
only
getting
if
nothing.
they want it.
And I ain't getting
Still-
nothing.
But I would say, like, when I was going through the selection process, see, I'm very detail oriented, hence being a makeup artist. I'm a perfectionist. I look at the details. Sometimes I get stuck in the details and I don't zoom out far enough to see the big picture. Like, I know that's a weakness of mine. So when I was looking for a house, it took me 4 years. And I went back and just got an apartment because I was like, this is just too much. I couldn't figure out what side of town I wanted to be on, and if what neighborhood I wanted to be in.
Yeah.
Did I want an
See,
HOA or no HOA?
No
Did I want to
HOA.
go FHA, or did I want to go conventional, or what type of
Yeah.
township? No township.
So much to think
It was
about.
too much.
Yeah.
And I
See,
was
you
like,
better than
see,
me.
If I was in a relationship, he would have been like, all right, this is the side of town. Do you like the bathroom? Do you like the kitchen? Okay, this is what we're doing. I don't like making decisions all
See,
the time.
I use my brother to do all that stuff. My brother picked out my house. I was like, look, I'm not.
But you're proving my point, though.
Yeah.
A male did that because they're just
Yeah.
logical. They operate off of logic. Women
that's what I
mostly
mean.
operate off of emotion.
But that's what I mean by, yes, I can be an alpha female. Yes, I could be the whatever alpha female. But there are other ways to make a man feel needed. That doesn't mean he have to keep opening his wallet for you.
Mhm. But on top of that, most, not every man is a super masculine man anyway.
That's very true.
So
That
there
is very
are men
true.
with feminine energy.
There are.
And that exists. I'm like, and y'all could just play off because his skills might be the cooking and cleaning, even though those aren't your skills.
Man, if I could
But
find
that
a
doesn't make
man
him
that
any
is
less
okay with
valuable.
cleaning.
But there's something else that I can't remember where I read it, and I'm not a big reader. My attention span's too short. But I'll read a credible article or a journal peer-reviewed article real quick. There was a statistic that I read that we talk about the wage gap between men and women. From the article I read, the main reason why that existed is because most men were the breadwinners.
Yeah.
They're the ones who worked more than women before we truly had rights. So their income was higher.
I'm glad you said the before we had rights part. I'm like, there's a reason for that.
These rights are new. They are new. But
like
new.
Men dominated the workforce. They dominated those things. So men, they run the world. They run corporations in the majority, right? I'm not saying women don't, but majority men, right?
I could
so
agree with
their
that.
salaries were higher, right? Because they're the ones who's taking care of the wife and the 10 kids, right?
And that's, I mean, it's not fine, but I can't respect it when people act like that doesn't still happen. It's like it 100% still happens.
But there's other reasons for that too.
Yeah.
So when I was, like I said, I realized I do read random shit. My bad. But
You don't read. Sound like you read a lot to me.
Way more than we do.
It's short bites. I can't sit down and read a 300-page novel. Never gonna happen. I'll read the first chapter and don't touch it for 5 years. It just is what it is. But what I will say is, when it comes to resumes, looking for a job, the talent acquisition process, statistically, a man will apply for a job if he only has 40 to 60% of those skills. A woman won't do it unless she can fit 90 to 100% of those
Which you're not
skills.
supposed to do.
Right? So
Which
that
you're not
means that a
supposed to do.
woman is making a lateral transition in most times, or it's slow increments, versus a man, he's probably not going to leap unless it's a 30 to 50 to 60% increase in his salary and his abilities. So and most men negotiate more. Statistically,
And
they negotiate.
I've been promoting that like crazy, because as somebody that just recently found another job, I have been telling people you need to negotiate your pay. That doesn't mean that they're 100% going to give you what you're trying to negotiate for, but negotiate for something. It doesn't even have to be for more pay. You could try to negotiate for more PTO. You could try to negotiate for more pay. You can negotiate bonuses. There's so many other things you could try to negotiate for, and a lot of times these companies will give it to you
because they value new people. So
closed mouths don't get fed. I say it all the time. If you want more money, now granted, don't go crazy. Like, they offering you $90,000 and you go asking them for 160.
Don't do that.
You wild. But asking for, okay, they offer you 90,000. You say, okay, can I get like 110? Okay, that ain't crazy.
Yeah, and you have to be able to
be real with yourself too.
I mean, you can be real, of course, but be able to prove why you are worth
that's the part of being real
more.
with yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because some people will go ask for that money and it's like, but what skills do you like?
You barely qualify for the 90.
Right.
You acting real ungrateful. Like you really acting ungrateful.
And that's when they be like, you know what? We are going with candidate number 234.
Because you playing, you was a stretch anyway.
Right.
Like you was a stretch anyway.
We just wanted you because we vibed with you in the interview and now you done messed it up.
Hate you.
Greed.
But I want to go back to like where we originally were with a conversation early on too, because that was my I got point 1 out. Number 2, I told you I've been trying to remember these things. So point 2 came out where
because we done forgot.
I did, honestly.
Like I've noticed, like when I'm in a relationship with a guy, they don't give me a lot of things. Right? But I'll see women, they rent pay, phone pay, car note pay. I'll be like, what do you be doing?
I think they be asking for it.
Yeah, but you know what? You know, it goes back to a lot of men like to provide and feel needed. So they're more willing to give to somebody who needs it versus somebody who got it. So I've just noticed that, like, my ex-husband, he did a lot of stuff for me or whatever, and people I'll date, gifts is my love language both ways. I actually get really excited to see somebody else happy that I got them something that made them happy, right?
Now that's me with giving gifts. I love to give gifts to people. I don't particularly like to receive gifts. It makes me a little uncomfortable.
Why?
Because then I feel like I need to give you something too. So I will rarely ever, like if a guy was like, oh, I'm gonna pay your mortgage for the month, I'm be like, why?
I'd be like, hell, let me see what I'm gonna invest this part.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't ask
like,
Jocelyn what she wants. I have to give her stuff. Like I can't ask her. It's a demand. It's like I'm getting you this, and it's coming to your house. Like it's not an ask.
it's not about reciprocity, right?
know
It's,
it's-
I
it's
know it's
really,
not.
really not. It's
She can't
about
help
the
herself.
thought. Like, so for example, I sent 2 gifts this week.
Mm-hmm.
2. One was to my older sister. She
Mhm.
started to work out. Now, she went to FWR, which is Fit with Renee. She's probably the baddest fitness person guru in Indianapolis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she started working out with her, and for a couple conversations, about 2 months now, she's like, I really need to get a food scale because I don't know how to measure 3 ounces. What's 3 ounces, Brit? I don't know. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh my God, like, look at your hand, or, just eyeball it, whatever. Well, anyway, she said it again. I order her a scale, send it
See,
to
that's
her
what I
house.
would do for her.
That's how
Mhm.
I operate. Do I expect her to send me something back because I sent her a scale? No.
Exactly.
If, you know what I mean? If she thinks about it, because to me, it's about the thought and consideration,
Mhm.
not about expectation to get something
and
back.
I'll use your birthday last year as an example.
Yeah.
I knew this girl loves Hello Kitty like none other. I've
Sure
never seen a
do.
full grown adult that likes
Love
that cat
it.
like that.
I'm upset.
Love it. Not
Uh,
ashamed. Not one singular bit.
I don't think I like anything that much but Kanye.
But-
Don't nobody say none back. Kanye, but go ahead.
Talk about Hello Kitty.
But we worked in the same office together, and I was just like, you know what? I bet Jade would really love, because she doesn't mind the attention of like your birthday. And me, it would.
Oh my God.
I couldn't.
But can you expound on that? Like, why don't so if it's your birthday and everybody want to go balls to the wall for you, why don't you want that?
I just don't like all that attention on me.
Why? Wait, I need more than that.
I just don't. It makes me a little uncomfortable. I mean, just like let's talk about proposals and stuff. I would not be okay with a proposal that has an audience.
Wow.
Do that when it's just me and you,
Wow.
because then I feel obligated to say yes.
Which is wild.
I would say yes
Which
or no
is
regardless.
wild.
I would, if I was gonna say no, I would be like, I would preface it with, I apologize you did all this shit, but sorry.
Nah, it makes my shoulders tense up like a linebacker, and I just be like,
Oh my goodness.
I don't like that attention.
That's
But
all she
Jade likes
got.
that. So
Mhm.
I had her a cake made, had Hello Kitty on it. We took pictures. I decorated her little area. She loved it.
But if she did it for
But
you,
I
you
made
would've-
sure to tell her.
You
ass,
better not do that
You
shit.
better
It's
not do that
crazy
soon
to
as
me.
September roll around.
Oh my God, I would just eat more. I
Uh-uh.
wouldn't say that, but
And
I'd
then
be,
everybody would be, happy birthday, happy birthday. And I'd be like,
I would just be
Thank
like
you.
walking around with a crown on my head, like, oh my God, thank you so much.
No, she would hate
oh,
it.
I will not. And the crazy thing, I have actually worn a crown. I won't do it on my birthday though,
Girl, bye.
because then I feel like everybody's telling me like happy birthday. I feel like it's all the attention on me, and that just makes me uncomfortable.
I really, we have to do that offline because I really want to understand. I guess it's just a difference in personalities,
Yeah.
right?
That's
And what
all.
floats your boat and what doesn't float your boat. And it's like I've always enjoyed attention, but I will say I was the youngest kid
I am too.
in my family. Out of how many?
Just two.
Just okay. So
Only,
I had
yeah.
2 older brothers and 1 sister, and this was in one of my I got a weird. I ain't even gonna go there. Weird family life. So at family 1, that was the dynamic. But like it was unhealthy and it wasn't right. But I was like the most favorite kid. So
Mhm.
like off top, it was like my way or the highway. And that's just kind of how I grew up at a very young age. And then just as I went throughout life, it was like, honestly, as an adult now, because haven't always been this size. I've gained weight over the last 5 years or so. But like, so I only say that to say I'm not as forward and out and as extroverted as I used to be.
Same.
And so with that being said, now I've noticed that even though I don't do it, I'm still like the center of attention. I can go to a bar, sit there by myself, and both people on the side of me will start talking. And
That happens to me too. People, for whatever reason, will tell me their whole life story. I'll be sitting out in public and I'll be like, I don't know why this person tells me
it's your
this.
authenticity.
But I'll
don't
sit
bother
there and
me.
I'll
I
it
listen,
don't bother me.
engage.
I'll listen. I'll engage. One, I'm nosy anyway, so hey, tell me everything you want to tell me. But I will also sit there and be like, I would never go up to a
Just-
stranger and just start saying this stuff to them. And I used to be very extroverted, extroverted. Bars, cuz all that stuff, friends.
Friend.
And now I'm like, last thing I want to go do is just be in somebody's bar surrounded by people. last thing I want to do.
But why?
I don't know. Maybe it's the overstimulation.
Hmm.
Cause like yesterday, I took myself out to breakfast,
Mhm.
and it was during a busy time for them.
Mhm.
And I'm sitting there, and unfortunate for me, they set me in between two people that had kids, and it was already loud in there. Which fine, I'm at a breakfast joint, I'm at a restaurant, I should expect it to be loud. But then the kids started hollering. I had to put my head. I said, it is just way too much noise. And once I put it, muddled it a bit, muffled it a bit. It wasn't as sharp in my ear, the noise, and it felt like I could just be like, all right, I'm kind of alone. So I don't know. It's weird, but I know a lot of people struggle with that too, like just being overstimulated when they're out and about. But we've gotten
Far off track.
way off
That's
topic.
okay. We reel it back in.
Reel it back in. Sorry, we ready for the next one.
20 minutes later.
Hey.
We ready.
We have been very honest about our ADHD and how it gets the best of us.
Hey, one video got you 35 minutes of our show.
Yeah, this is gonna be a long
I
one.
go down rabbit holes. I'll be like,
And
dang,
that's
what was
how-
I thinking about? I forgot I
Oh,
said.
let's do a more extreme one since
Isn't the last one extreme?
I thought that
Is it
was
Kevin
extreme.
Samuels? Is it as extreme as it
there's
gets?
two of them.
Oh, okay, let's
geez.
watch it. Let's
Are they gonna
see.
piss us off?
Probably.
He look like he about to piss us
Don't
off.
he? Don't he? I thought that too. Like he looked like he finna piss me the hell off.
Are you
with
guys
them
familiar?
ears.
Are you guys familiar with Myron Gaines?
Is that who that is?
Okay. Yeah, he started I don't know if you guys heard of the Fresh and Fit podcast, but it's just like the most whatever. Just look it up.
Okay.
after.
Okay. Let's see.
You got 100 plus men telling you here that they prefer women that have lower body
all
counts.
of them are delusional.
Taller.
Would it be fair to say that in general, women prefer a man taller than themselves?
Yeah, that's true.
Would it be fair to say that in general, women prefer a man that makes more money than them?
I guess some. Yeah, I
Would
mean,
it be-
they want the man to make money. Yes.
Would it be fair to say that women want a guy that is more confident and ambitious than themselves?
Yeah, those things. Yes.
Okay, what if I said that women are delusional for these inherent standards?
I don't think it's delusional to have those standards.
Stop the show right there. I don't think it's delusional that they want women that have low body count. Because this is the quintessential example of what I mean when I say female standards are respected and supposed to be adhered to, whereas male standards are considered delusional.
See, the stuff that he was asking them, I don't think about any of that.
It was such superficial high school stuff that he was asking, like how tall.
The man has never had to make more money than me. Now, I will say, would I prefer to have somebody that's taller than me? Yeah. But at the same time, I recognize the fact that I am 5'9". Granted, there are a lot of men that's taller than me, but I'm not against dating somebody that's shorter than me.
I guess you got to look at individual versus majority, right?
Yes.
So I think what he was really hitting on was what's the word I'm looking for?
I mean, she fell right into his trap. I
She
would say
did,
that.
but what's the word? Not standards, but starts with a P.
Preferences?
Preferences.
Okay.
Yes. He narrowed in on preferences. Now, you guys might have thought that his examples were trivial or whatever the case may be, but he has a point, and I actually agree with him. And I get in I feel like men are just get the short end of the stick in general in a lot of areas, but they also
Ooh, the
get
men gonna love
a
you
power.
on this
They will.
episode.
They get the power of the world, though, right? But they get the short end of the stick on everyday life, but from a majorly power,
Well, which one would they
politics
rather
or
have?
whatever.
But my
Clearly,
thing is, it don't matter what people say they want. If he wants a woman with a low body count, just get one. It's
Right.
not
but
unattainable.
no,
It's
true.
not unattainable.
I think what he was saying was the fact that I want a woman with a low body count, I'm attacked because that's my
And
preference.
I will say that is
Yeah.
true.
That's what he's saying. That's what
That
he's
is true.
touching on. Versus if a woman says, I want you to be tall with a Mercedes and six figures and da 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 da, then it's not delusional and it's okay.
Because I don't believe that though. When women say silly shit like to me, I tell them that's delusional. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, you want a man to have all the stuff. What do you have?
Exactly.
Why are
What
you
bringing
asking
to the
this?
table?
And I agree
I'm
with
like,
that
what are you
100%.
asking for this for?
In my experience, not all the women, but any woman that I know of that comes at it like that, they ain't worth a damn anyway.
But agreed. what I will say, what the point that he really,
I get what
hit,
he's saying.
Oh,
I
no,
do.
yeah,
I-
100%.
but the point he really hit on, and what separates the differences is a man with a high body count doesn't have a label. A
Mhm.
woman with a high body count does. So see, whereas a man can have a
That's that double
preference
standard.
for a woman who doesn't have a high body count because he doesn't want to, let's face it, he does not want somebody that is all his boys in had, or who has a reputation, or who has a label of being a hoe. Let's keep it 100%.
Mhm.
However, if a woman has
Was
it,
to
she's
say
wrong,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's
That's
not
unrealistic, girl. I
it's
can't
not
believe you
okay
saying
for
that.
me to
Yeah.
have a high body count.
Here's the other thing. They don't want a woman with a high body count
But
or
they
been
sleep
through
with a
his
lot of people.
homies or whatever, but yet
Mm-mm.
they want the woman to be so experienced in bed that she's a freak in the sheets. And I'm like, so how's she supposed to get that experience?
With no experience. How's she gonna
How
get
she
it?
gonna
With
get the
him,
experience with
he's
no
gonna
experience?
turn on the porno.
But then
He
when
gonna
he-
get off the book.
But then when he got a teacher,
He gonna be irritated.
yeah, it's like
When her back all flat,
What do you-
he gonna be mad.
like, you just lay there
No,
like
he
a
gonna have
mannequin.
another chick on the side who does that. But you wifey, you
And that's
bring you
what
home
I
to
don't want
mom
that.
and daddy.
Okay, so you just want to go have fun with your hoe and make me be the
Pretty
one
much.
unsatisfied at home.
pretty much,
Just
pretty
sad.
much. That's
In my
just-
mansion, sad, sleeping with the cleaner.
Just
Like,
like,
what
my
are we
tears
doing?
with a $50 bill.
That's how it be though. That's how it be though.
Because I'm like, I get what he's saying, but it's like
Yeah,
also what he wants is also, it could be viewed. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, if a woman wants a man with a low body count, they would be viewed as delusion. They would laugh at you like, what you mean you want
How
a
about we
man?
just stop judging people based off of their preferences anyway? If he wants somebody,
I
I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody that wants somebody with a low body count. I
It's
don't
not.
think
Find them
anything-
and go on about your day.
Find them. But also, I don't think there's anything wrong with the materialistic women that want somebody that, oh, you need to have this. If that's your preference, have it.
It's called being mutual, right? If you meet somebody who has mutual expectations,
Exactly.
it's going to work
Stop
out.
settling for the person that you know isn't going to either give you what you want or isn't interested in what you want. And that's what I mean, especially with all the Reddits that we read, everybody is settling for what they don't want and then going to Reddit and posting this saying, oh, I hate this relationship or I hate this.
Well,
and
get
that.
out of it.
Get out of it.
Well, no, because people date off of preferences and our personalities, and this is where they end up in trouble. You can date somebody with all those things, but that doesn't mean it's going to work out.
Chemistry trumps all of it.
Yeah,
in my
like it
opinion.
doesn't work out. I'm like, and if you want a man that has all of this, that's fine. But what is he looking for, and do you even match that? Because if you match what he want and he match what you want, that's fine. No
That's
matter
called a
how
partnership.
superficial it is, no matter how superficial it is, if y'all can equally yoke on y'all expectations, that's fine. But most people can't because they're asking for things they cannot give.
And then too,
And expectations.
also people are too scared
mm-mm.
sometimes to ask for what they really want.
Well,
too.
no, but then
Most
they
people
can't
don't
even
know
live.
what they really want, and they expect their
Mm-mm.
partner
This
to
is
be
why I
clairvoyant
say I
and
think a
fill
lot of
void.
people in their early 20s and stuff should spend time alone. Figure out what the hell you want.
Mm-hmm.
And then start trying to be serious about somebody. We got drugged when we said that before. They was like, so you just
Yeah.
promoting promiscuous.
It
I
was a
like,
mess.
you
I
say go
told
open
you
your
to be
legs for every
abstinent.
time Dick and Harry out there. I just said figure out what you want.
Dating doesn't equal sleeping with all of them.
I don't know
Dang, that's
why
not.
people think just because I'm dating somebody, that means I'm spreading it wide for every one of them. No.
But then also people want to date, but it's also like you can have that. You might not even live up to the expectations of the person you trying to date. Like you want a man with
There's
all
that.
these things, like you might not even live up to his expectations, and
Yep.
vice versa. Like you might hate them. They'll have everything you want on paper. Like say it's chemistry, you don't even like him.
Yeah,
And
because I have dated some people that it turned out, I'm like, I don't even like you. Get off my line.
it also comes down to the laws of attraction. You are what you attract, right? So I think a lot of times people fail to realize that in any situation or relationship, whether it's a friendship, familial, or a romantic relationship, you're the common denominator. So if you find yourself constantly in this type of pickle with this type
You
of
gotta change
dingbat,
something about
who
yourself.
you gotta look inward at some point. It can't possibly be everybody on earth.
And how many times have we said that on this podcast?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to look at yourself. Go, like Michael Jackson said, go look at the man in the mirror. Like I'm telling you, sometimes it's you.
So I've gotten to a point now where like I date. I don't date right now, but I prefer to be in a relationship. I mean, I'm gonna just keep it 100. And my brother-in-law tells me I'm a relationshipper. I prefer to be in a relationship. That's
Dating
my
is
jam.
stressful.
Dating is stressful.
It's
I mean,
stressful.
don't get me wrong. I like the idea of being in a relationship. My issue when it comes to being in like an actual relationship is I've been single so long now that I'm just like, God, I would have to change so much to add this person
But you
into my life.
wouldn't
If
though.
I know I
The
probably
right person
wouldn't, it
you
just
Will
would
fit. The right person
feels.
yeah,
will
the right
fit.
person will fit. You wouldn't have to change
But
much of
because
anything.
my mentality right now is just like, oh, I just like the way my life is right now.
But that's
It's
good
like,
you know that though.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it will make me be like,
But you know what? That means to me that you're happy, you're content by yourself.
Mhm.
So somebody else comes along, they're going to add to that. They're not going to supply
Exactly.
that baseline, but
And
they'll
that's
add
my
to
thing
it.
now. I was like, that's what I look for more so now
Mhm.
with a guy is how can we add to each other life without making it just a burden?
Agreed.
I was like, you can make in like with this the chick said something about like somebody asked her, if you made $150,000, would you date a man that made 70,000? And I was just like, for me, it's not about how much per year they're making, because you could have a man or woman that makes $150,000 and has absolutely nothing to their name.
Mhm.
But you could have somebody that makes $70,000, but they're doing right by that $70,000 and it shows. So I'm like, so the money thing isn't always that important. What are you doing with the money that you do make? And what are your goals? Do you have any aspirations to go beyond that, or are you just settling for 70 is where I'm just gonna be for the rest of my life? Because I think that's the difference. So I'm like, the actual dollar amount is
I've definitely changed my mentality about it because I've gotten into a different tax bracket, and since I got my master's, right? So, that it was expensive, but here we are. It paid off. You know
Mhm.
what I mean in the long run. But now I've dated people, men who were high earning incomers,
Mhm.
right? However, I've gotten to a point now where I care more about how you treat me.
exactly.
And but
I'm
it's
like,
it's
there's
so
so
hard
many
to
other
find
things
people.
that is more important than money. So I'm like, I
It's
I
not
just
hard. Like if you got my thing is I'm not worried about how much money. As long as you have enough to not ask me for none,
exactly.
I don't even care.
As
Like
long
just
as
don't
you're
ask
not
me for
expecting
none.
me to fund your life,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
we're good.
I
Me,
got
I've
you.
dealt with the relationships where I was taking care of them. Never again. It will be a partnership. So that's my rule, and that's how I live my life. Even my friendships, it is a partnership. It's a give and take.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, sorry again. Next. Sorry.
They know
Did
what
you
it-
have any thoughts about anything we said that you want to share?
No, not on that one.
Oh, okay, cool.
This topic, I wanted to put this on here because you kind of talked about like on some of your previous podcasts, like dating as you age and how it is.
Okay.
And a trending topic, this is kind of an extreme clip in my opinion, but a
Okay.
trending topic is in dating is like a lot of people talk about is women as they age, their value as they age, can they gain or decrease value as they age?
See,
And this kind of puts
the thing with women in aging and their value is, and I could be wrong, and the men might chew me up for this, I feel like men's value of women decreases as women age, not necessarily women's value for themselves decreases.
Is the aesthetic of women
And it's because
decreases
of
of
the
their
aesthetic.
age, and they're just no
Yeah.
longer attractive to men no more. I mean, that's and unfortunately, most women's worth and value, period, is in their aesthetic. You gotta be really, really successful in your field to be ugly and be successful in it as a woman. I'm just
To
gonna
be
keep it
ugly.
100. Like
It's not funny, like it's true.
It's not funny, but it's true.
It's
Yeah.
true.
like think about entertainers. Think about Beyonce, for example. She got to put on a whole entire production. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get that, or maybe she enjoys it. I don't know.
I think she enjoys it.
I
at
think
this
she
point,
does, too.
yeah.
But like a man is generating the same thing, sitting on stage with a mic and 20 dudes hollering at the microphone at the same time. So it's just interesting. Like sex sells for women, and most women are judged by sex and their aesthetic. And unfortunately for men, it's money. And men tend to make more of it if they are doing the right thing as they age. So by the time they're in their prime of 40, 50, and 60s, they out here killing it from a financial standpoint. Meanwhile, women, we're starting to get the crow's feet and menopause. We can't reproduce no more. It's like the value in their eyes has gone down. They can go get a 20-year-old and live their best life. And a lot of men, and this is from me talking to a lot of men, they're like women don't get on a program. So the best way I've heard it explained from a man, he's like this. Like, a man has a computer program, right? He's either C#, Java, HTML, whatever, right? And when he looks for a woman, he wants somebody who is going to learn his program and go with the program, right?
And that's where my issue come in. We need to get on each other's program. I don't need to just hop onto yours and follow your logic and your
and that man ain't gonna want you because y'all ain't on that program.
And that's where people tend to get pissed off with me, because I'm like, then okay.
Again, it's give and take on both ends. You gonna learn my program
but
if I'm learning your program.
I think you just have to find the man's program that you're compatible with. But if you're the woman who wants to be the program and you want a man following your program, then you're gonna have to find you a beta male who's gonna follow your program.
And you ain't gonna
You're not gonna get no dominant alpha man who's gonna come up chasing behind you. It just don't work.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what you think might be compatible may not.
But you don't know that until you start getting to know somebody. And I think a lot of people don't spend time getting to know people. But we ain't even got to the actual video. My bad. Pre-react.
Sorry.
Pre-react. That's exactly what we did. Let's see.
As a woman,
you look like a reverend.
I think my value has increased because as you get older, you learn, you grow, you mature. So that's why I think
you wrong.
Man, women do not gain value in men's eyes with wisdom, age, and experience. They gain value possibly in your husband's eyes, but not to just men on the market. You're older and used. No product gains value. And you ladies will sit there and fight logic.
That don't hurt my feelings. I call for
I'm not saying it's going to hurt your feelings. It's the truth. Walking around with this energy, like, I know my value. I know it doesn't help you get the outcomes you want. It works opposite.
I kind of agree with him.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And again, he hit on what we all discussed earlier, right? It's the double standard in it all, right? So here we go. A 50-year-old man and a 50-year-old woman have probably slept with about average the same amount of people, but she's used. The man ain't used. The woman, it's the labels that mess it up.
I appreciate his honesty, because it's very rare that I will hear a man actually just be blunt like that. Yeah. And I get that, a lot of men will try to, spare our feelings because women are stereotypically the emotional ones, not the logical ones. But then you get somebody like me that is logical, that's like, I would prefer a man just be straight up with me. We see y'all as used. It's like, well, duh.
But an older 50-year-old man that's been through multiple divorces and then lost half of his money is equally and not as valuable. It's equally, but
he doesn't get a label though. That's the difference.
The thing is, he doesn't get labeled out loud.
Yeah, people it doesn't hold any weight. No. It doesn't hold any weight. Like, a woman who's claimed to be old, used, and washed up carries way more weight than a man.
This episode is just full of double standards.
It just is what it's unfortunate. I don't necessarily like it, but it's the world that we play in, and it just is what it is. So. I mean, there are certain things he would say. I didn't listen to all his podcasts and stuff, but there were certain things he would say. I'm like, I agree with that. And it's unfortunate because, like, a man, as he ages, he becomes what I consider to be distinguished. They get the little grays and, they have distinguishing features.
Because it's a good thing.
Yeah. But when women get
we just old and sad. Just old and sad.
It's the double standard there. That's the issue. That's the issue. So it makes it very difficult. I'm having a hard time dating now. I just can't. People just don't treat me right. And I think it's because I wear my heart on my sleeve and I'm sensitive. I got a hard core. I am a true Cancer.
I'm the opposite of that, because I don't wear my heart on my sleeve, because I've been burned enough times that I'm just like, you know what? When the right person comes, they will see my heart. because I'm done.
But I know how you feel because I wear my heart on my sleeve too.
Man,
but it's
you get
also
your-
guarded. It's on my sleeve, but yet it's guarded, but it's on my sleeve. But I'm a Gemini because I'm nuts like that. It's on my sleeve, but it's guarded, but it's on my sleeve because, you know, they try to test you. But I realize when I'm being tested, though, I'm like, oh, so you think you finna play. And I just gone about my day like, well, you've been
but
demoted.
when you get that attitude of, oh, so you want to play, now it's, oh, you just angry, you this, you that. And it's just like,
I don't even get mad. I just disassociate. I go, well, you know, I thought we were doing this. Apparently we not. And I'm just going to not talk to you no more.
A big thing is a lot of guys get frustrated because I appear indifferent a lot of the times. And I'm just like, just because I don't have time to be worrying about you like that. I'm sorry. Especially in the early stages of dating. Like, come on now.
I admire how independent you are in yourself. And I wish I had that. Like, I'm not intrinsically motivated. Like, everything's extrinsic for me. Like, everything. I'm only stimulated, motivated by my external stimuli. And I absolutely hate it. But then again, you have made a comment earlier about, most people say in society that women tend to be more emotional and men tend to be more logic. There's a scientific basis of where that's really coming from. Your brain has two hemispheres. Most men are left brain and most women are right brain. Left brain is more logic, mathematics, science, etc. Most right side is linguistics, language, small motor skill, things like that, right? So then you have balance. Then it's all about balance. Too much of this or too much of that is never good. You can have too much water, which is a good source, but too much of it will give you water poisoning, right?
Yeah.
So it's all about balance. And I feel like I'm your complete opposite. Whereas you are very, like you said, you've been hurt, you've been burned, you put up your wall, you've learned to find love and sustenance in yourself. And that is not something that people should look at in a bad way. That's strength. That's mental dexterity, that you got to a point where you're like, I can lean on me. That's strength, right?
Yeah. I'm just at the point where I'm just like, if and when I do get in a relationship, it will truly be because I want that.
Yeah.
And it's not just because somebody found me attractive and shot they shot. And I was just like, you know what?
I ain't even go front. When I was younger and I had to really stop doing this, I felt obligated to talk to somebody,
and I'm
because
not anymore.
I can't go into the why because that's just like #trauma. But and a really sad place of trauma. But I had to realize that just because he liked me doesn't mean I have to like him back or let him in my circle or give him access to me.
And that's my thing. I have mentally, emotionally, physically, not necessarily physically, but mentally and definitely emotionally, with past relationships, I feel like I have went through the ringer with some people. So I'm just like, you know what? I want to focus on myself, become okay being alone with myself first, and then I'll try to add somebody in there.
I'm so jealous.
Because I didn't have that problem. I've always been selfish. And it's always benefited me. I've always like, if someone liked me and I didn't like them,
I have not always been that way.
I didn't give a damn how much you like me. I don't like you. I've never felt any obligation or be like, oh, I have to be in a relationship. I don't give a damn.
I mean, I told you the 6-year mistake.
Oh my God.
He tried to shoot his shot after I stopped messing with his nephew. And what I do 3 months later, now he's my boyfriend.
Which is why I'm like, get out my face.
I don't know. It's so funny because like I am the epitome of my sign, a Cancer, a crab. We have this hard external shell. We meet you with our pincers. Most people say I meet them with my resting bitch face because I don't have a poker face at all, right?
I definitely got a resting bitch face.
Like, this is what you get. But on the inside, what is a crab? Soft, mushy. That's me on the inside, just soft and mushy. I love. I am a lover girl. But men, I'm learning, unfortunately, take advantage of that. I haven't found somebody who takes that masculine energy and protects it. I've always been with ninjas who exploit it. And now I'm just at a point where I aspire to be like you. It's hard because my true nature desires to be partnered. So now I have to learn how to just be by myself.
I was the person that would cling to a guy when I was starting to feel lonely, it's just like, oh my God, I want somebody. But now I'm like, do you need them? Like,
y'all are interesting to me. Well, because I'm the opposite.
Like we creatures, y'all
like
interesting creatures.
Not creatures, just like I'm happy and open on the front and kind on the front, but my shell is hard. I mean, my inside is actually hard. My outside seems soft.
My outside
but
is
it's my
hard,
inside that's
but
what's
the
hard.
inside, because, and I tell people this all the time, the only people that might understand this is like my brother and my sister-in-law and maybe my mother, but I appear on the outside to be like tough, whatever, but I'm actually pretty dang on sensitive. And I'm like, but my thing when it comes to sensitivity,
don't be laughing at me,
is
don't be laughing at me.
That emotional thing that women can do. I try to stay ahead of that because I am also someone that believes that your emotions is not most of the time other people's problem. So if somebody says something, does something, and I feel myself getting emotional about it, I make sure that I take a step back to be like, okay, are you overreacting about this? Or do you have like a valid reason that you need to discuss this with this person so that you can get a resolution? I take that step back because I know we have that stereotype with us, and I know there's science behind that says women are emotional or whatever, but I'm like, I also don't want to be unreasonably emotional to somebody that
it's important.
Yeah.
Balance.
Exactly. So I try to balance that emotional with that logical. Okay, I'm having these emotional feelings. Let's talk through that and see where that is actually coming from. Because is it actually coming from them? Or did they just trigger something in the back of your mind that just brought it to the forefront and it actually has nothing to do with them? That's what I like to do.
And that's, you know what that is? It's like, she's so much more mature than me because I'm a crash out. Like,
really? Do you? You just mad?
I go 0 to 100 real quick.
But I will tell you, that mentality with that tends to get me in trouble though, because I will just say stuff. I will have no intention of hurting your feelings. I'm just being honest with, like, I pissed her off one good time. And
that must have been deep.
I told her
she looks like she's hard to like even allow somebody to penetrate.
Which is why I was surprised she got mad. But I was wrong, and I apologized to her. But I told her I thought her nails were mediocre.
Damn.
I said, like, I don't normally get mad. I said, what? Did you just goddamn say about my nails?
Like they were done professionally, or you did them yourself?
Well, we were talking about her nail tech that had recently left the place where we were getting our nails done at. And I said, I was like, the nail tech was mediocre. And then she was like, I liked my nails. I said, your nails were mediocre. And
hey, truth is truth.
Because the thing is, I was like, no, I'm at work, so I don't want to have bedazzled ass fucking nails at work. Like, they were deliberately basic for fucking
Did you ask her
work.
opinion, or she just offered?
Offer some shit that nobody asked her ass a goddamn thing.
We was literally just talking.
How dare you? That's why I got mad. I was like, I didn't even ask you.
Like, nobody asked you what you.
Like, if I asked her and that was her answer, I can't be mad, right? Because I asked.
True.
And when I said it, and she goes, you don't say no shit like that to people.
But if that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
I was so shocked that she cared, like, to even get mad about that take. I was like, I'm surprised she even cared enough to get mad, to be honest. But I was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I genuinely didn't.
Yeah, I was offended.
Yeah.
I
was like, I'm sorry. I really like. I'm sorry.
I was like, you used the wrong word. Because I asked her, I was like, what the hell
she
makes
said,
you say that?
She was like, you could say they basic, but they not mediocre. And I said,
because mediocre means like they look bad. No, mediocre means they look bad. Like, basic means, oh, they're plain. That's different than saying, like, they lumpy and shit like that. That's what mediocre means. Mediocre does not mean that they're just solid pink. That is not what mediocre means.
What made them mediocre?
Because they were plain.
Now, the word she meant was basic. Not.
Absolutely.
I was so mad.
This went up to your level. Because your nails are cute. But I would never.
This is too much.
I am basic, so I wouldn't be offended. This is me. Honestly, these are press-ons. I quit. I got tired of paying people $150 every rip, and then I'm too picky.
This is this is what I expect Jade to have.
Because that's normally what I would have.
Yeah.
I was trying to be professional and I had some basic professional lady nails. She up there talking, because normally that is the shit I would wear. The shit that's on her hand.
Yeah,
which
which
is
is why
the
when
shit
she
I
saw
would
me with it
wear.
on, she was like, I'm surprised you got that. I said, I'm surprised I got it too.
That is too funny.
I was so bad because I was like, are you saying they
y'all
lumpy?
ready for? Did we say what we
Did
need
we
to say
even watch
about
this
that?
one?
We sure didn't.
Or we got one more?
Yeah,
Sorry.
we got one more.
Let's
Okay.
watch it.
All right,
Let's
let's
quit
go.
playing.
You look like Keith Sweat.
This will be the last one. I want to play this one because this is what we were talking about earlier, where I feel like since a lot of this red pill stuff has been coming out, guys feel like they can't find like a woman that likes them, that's attractive enough. And
You
I
said
feel
ever
like
since what came out? I'm sorry.
a lot of like the red pill men's content, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know what red pill is. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
It's-
I'm so uneducated about these things. Just keep going. Don't worry about
I'll
me.
explain it to you later.
He looks
He
sad.
look like he gonna say some shit that's
Like,
gonna
he
piss
looks
me off.
sad.
He
Look
looks
at
like he
him.
is gonna like. Why is his whole entire outfit satin?
He looks sad.
Okay.
For all you men
Uh-oh.
who stand up men, who go out there and put your elbow into making a woman make sure she's straight and hard working and respectable, chest up, chin out men, and you really on the grind and you really got ambition, man, leave these little pretty girls alone, bro. They don't put their elbow in it. I'm gonna keep it 100. Over there looking at, oh, she bad. Oh, look at her Instagram. Oh, she a 9, she a 10. No, I'll get you a 5 or a 6 who gonna put some elbow into it and gonna be down for you on some 100. You know what I'm saying? They gonna look at you like, why he with her? Don't worry about why I'm with her. Cause she gonna do everything you ain't doing. 100%. And that's the new wave we should be on, fellas. Like, man, forget all that how you look when you with your arm around her. Nah, she ain't got no substance to her. She ain't, man, it look good when you out and people see you. All right, but then after that, you go home, you arguing. You ain't get no foot rubs, massage. You ain't get no food. You ain't, like, man, we off that now. This is the new wave. It's 2025, y'all. Don't be embarrassed by your chick. Get you one that's going to get her elbow into it. Like, man, we good on all that other stuff, man. Make her feel like a queen. Her attitude a queen, but these other ones, when they oh, it's all glitz and glamour. It's all shiny. It look all good and when you in the window and it look cool.
As he sit next to somebody that's glitz and glammed up.
And she trying to be quiet. Look at her.
As hell. But you get you like a 5 or 6, maybe a 7, baby. You squeeze a 7 in there, baby. That's gonna be like, man, tooth and nail with you. Hard hat with you. Not no blue collar shit, man. I want to keep it 100, man. I ain't like, so you fellas out there got money, don't got money, man. The ones, and this
Yeah,
is
he
how
just
I
rubbed it
put
at this
it
point.
into another form. Think about this.
Y'all get
We get the
gist.
message.
Okay.
We get the message.
Okay, all right, let me
Break it down. Break it down.
okay, because like, okay, first and foremost, this is what irritates me, okay? Here's what irritates me. Why does what she look like dictate whether she gonna put her elbow in it or not? Are you serious? Like, again, everything's based off an aesthetic. So everybody assume that just because you a 9 and a 10, you're an airhead, you don't have no substance, you ain't got nothing going on for
There are a
yourself.
lot of
And just because you
there are
a
a lot
2,
of 9s and 10s out there that are very successful, make their
Exactly.
own money, you know,
Exactly.
Destiny's Child, independent woman.
like,
But then
it's-
his implication, well, you ugly, so you gonna work
Work
hard.
hard.
Yeah.
Wait,
Like, that's
crazy.
crazy.
But that's the
Crazy.
male mentality, and that's that part that is so messed
Because you got
up.
some, look, I could tell you right now, there are some ugly people out there that treat people just as
Like
bad
shit.
as some of the attractive ones.
And
will.
they ugly.
Will. The
Like-
6-year mistake cheated on me twice, and I can guarantee you my last dollar in my bank account that I look way better than he ever will.
So I got a story because, like, you know, I don't, again, when I was younger, I was her, okay? As I've aged and gained weight, I don't feel like I did. I'm honestly not as vain as I used to be. I mean, I'm going to just keep it 100. But I was a person who had started with low self-esteem externally, fixed some stuff in the middle, and then came out like I am the true story of what people who know me would look at it like the ugly duckling, straight up. So about high school, I still kind of had that like mentality that I just was still back there, right? It hadn't caught up yet. I feel the way I feel about myself. I told you I'm externally motivated because of what people tell me about myself. So I feel like I'm here, not because I have delusionally conjured that up in my head, it's because of the feedback I have received. I'm going to say that because of this. High school, junior year, when I switched schools, nobody asked me to prom. I have a prom date.
I think I asked my prom date. I think I asked my prom date to the prom.
I didn't have a prom date because I was considered the new stuck-up uppity girl who thought she was too good and was too cute and her hair was hers and blah, 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 right? So everybody after, and I didn't learn it till after high school, after graduate, damn near after I got my bachelor's, right? And you huddle up and talk to people you used to know. They was like, we all thought you had a date. Like, we all thought somebody else had asked, so we didn't ask. So I have always gotten that perception from people that I think I'm too good, or I'm too stuck up, or this or that, or I talk too white, and whatever the case may be.
I had growing up, I was told I talk too white. You talk like a white person.
Like, why is that
I would get called an Oreo. And I'm just like, seriously.
Why is that equated to education? Like,
but
I don't
about
understand.
The self-esteem thing, there isn't one person alive that doesn't in some way struggle with something with their self-esteem. I struggled with my self-esteem. Took me a long time to be okay with somebody not liking me, for one. I was a huge people pleaser. I wanted everybody to like me, and I wanted to make that happen by any means necessary. And now I'm just at a point where I'm just like, look, either you like me or you don't. And that goes for friendships, romantic relationships. That goes for my freaking family. If you don't like me, that is fine. I am not everybody's cup of tea. But I'm not going to change myself to make anybody like me. There was a point in my life where I would. That was so much freaking work. I'm just done. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, to everybody, I am a 10. No, to somebody, I'm probably one of the ugliest people they ever met.
Facts.
And that is also okay. I can be ugly to you, but better believe for the right person, they gonna think I'm a 10, even if the rest of the population think I'm a 2.
Agreed.
Well, I don't know, because
it ain't all about your looks.
I halfway agree with some of the stuff he was saying when he's talking about the substance. He had me for a second. I said, maybe we gonna turn this. Because he's like, yeah, them airheads. I'm like, but he shouldn't have put everybody. Like, yes, there are women that are just simply airheads, and you're not going to be compatible with them.
I wouldn't say that is the people, the 10s. I would say that are the, to me.
But those have nothing to do with looks,
those are the people
though.
that's looking for the people. Oh, you have to have this Benz. You have to
They're
have
materialistic.
this.
But that's what I'm saying. That's
materialistic
not the
people.
same thing. Like, if you get a girl that you know is materialistic and you know good and well you ain't got no materials, why are you even after her?
That part.
You don't have materials.
Honestly, if you get a materialistic girl, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with dating somebody that is materialistic, but you need to be able to fund your materialistic ways yourself.
And that's
don't
what
come
I said.
into no relationship with me thinking I'm going to fund that.
I mean, if I go back to this video, what I would say is, number one, men tie attractiveness to ability in women. And I could go all the way back. I could say so many things about that, but I'm gonna try to stay topic here. The other thing is, people just need to be honest. I feel like what happens is, when two people meet, sex is immediately introduced, right? And so now your emotions and I am very territorial, so it almost becomes like, well, we might as well be in a relationship because we done already did X, Y, and Z. But if people actually got to know each other before they introduced sex, they could just amicably walk away because you ain't lost nothing, right? You just got to know each other.
Let me ask you this, because I actually just crossed this on Reddit. It was a Reddit where a guy posted, said that he was dating this girl. They went on like 4 dates.
Yeah.
And the woman told him she wanted to take it slow with him before like introducing, getting physical. And he said that he told her that was fine. Like, he doesn't mind taking it slow. But he then suggested that, like, well, if we're going to be taking it slow so that you can see if you want to be in a relationship with me before we add in sex, then are you, like, I don't particularly want you having sex with anybody then. And the woman got mad at him. According to him, the woman got mad because he made that suggestion. And then he asked people if they thought he was unreasonable by asking that. And I was like, I don't think that's an unreasonable request.
I mean, it goes back to mutuality. If she is like, okay, I will abstain while we're getting to know each other, and he's actually going to abstain while they get to know each other, and they both agree on that, great. Honestly, if they don't, one thing my mom always taught me, one of my mothers always taught me, was just because two people don't work out in a relationship doesn't mean they're bad. They're just not good together. So if it's not that she wrong or he's wrong, they don't have the same ideology. And that's what it goes back to when I was saying, like, when I started on that path of, if people actually got to know each other and stop bringing their imposter when they meet somebody. Like, if a man knows that he want to go and have 50,000 chicks, stop trying to be in a monogamous relationship.
You know, you don't want
somebody who is okay with sharing you with every
But then they
chick
get
in the
jealous
city.
because it's gonna be the same thing, because she ain't gonna be just yours either, and then you gonna be mad like, well, you can't have it both ways.
That's because people like the thrill of cheating, but I ain't even going there.
We got into that
people
on the
like
last
that's
episode.
just, people just like to play, and
It's a waste of time.
Much.
It's a waste of everybody's time.
People just enjoy it. They
don't
love the sneaking around,
and that's what we're talking about. We don't know why.
That.
It's so much work
because it's a thrill. The same way that people get a runner's high, people get a thrill of hiding and sneaking and thinking they one up in you, and thinking I'm
too lazy for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I ain't about that life.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, and honestly, I think Jade said it best. See if I can find it real quick. In the episode that I'm actually transcribing right now, Jay said, I'm convinced that some people's kink is just cheating on people. Like, I am convinced that brings them some sort of joy.
It does. It does. And I keep seeing, like, the little, I'm a doom scroller. I don't I don't comment. I just scroll for hours. I don't watch TV, but that is my TV. But anyway, with that being said, I saw somebody say that men will stay in a relationship with a woman waiting for the person he really wants to be with. She could be married, or she could be about to divorce, and he'll just give you breadcrumbs and stay with you and waste your time and every other chick he dealing with and wait for his opportunity. He just got you on the back burner.
But the thing is, when you on the back burner, you low-key know it.
You
just
do,
be in
man.
denial. You just be in denial.
I have a whole, so when you asked me to join your session today, I was expressing to you I was going to start doing reels or whatever. I got a crazy story, and my last name is Fry, so I'm going to play on the Friday. So next Friday, I'm going to put out my little reel. I ain't this sophisticated. It's going to be me and my S22, but it's crazy just going down, like, how men think and what they do and the things they say, and then how they backpedal and try to make it seem like it ain't. It's crazy.
And the
about
great
this
thing
cheat
about
culture.
that is you're qualified to do that because you have that background in psychology. We try to stay away because it's like, look,
we
don't
sick of getting
come
toe up.
here to
We
learn
sick of
nothing
getting
from
toe
me 'cause
up.
I ain't studied psychology, but we know that there's a difference between men and women. It's like, yeah, I don't.
And I don't ever want to come off like, oh, just because I study this, I'm right and everybody wrong.
No,
you know what I mean?
no.
It's just that I'm passionate about, like, social sciences, like I truly am. But I could learn a thing or two, and I've learned to. That's perspectives, right? That's how you learn. Like Henry Ford once said, like, when I was in my MBA program, I believe there was a case study where he had all his leadership at the table and was like, how we feel about this, and everybody was like, yeah, we agree. He said, do me a favor. Go home and come up with some ideas, and we'll come back to the table talking about what you don't agree with. Because without struggle, there's no progress. If everybody's always on the same page, you're not learning, you're not developing, you're not challenging. I'm not saying
group
you gotta
think.
You
can't have group think for everything.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. I do wonder how we got here from self-esteem.
Well, how we because we be talking. We be talking.
But I do think that everybody in some way, maybe you don't struggle with your looks, or maybe you don't struggle with your personality,
I struggle with my weight
or
right
whatever.
now, for
but
sure.
there is something that everybody is a little self-conscious about.
Absolutely.
That makes their self-esteem just a tad bit lower. And I think if people just work through some of that stuff.
Can I go there for a second though? I'm not a parent.
Me neither.
This is just from what I've studied, what I've observed in people who do have parents and child behavior, right? This is my observation. I feel like, sorry, I feel like something got in my mouth. Okay. I feel like men as children, their confidence comes from their abilities. You ran so fast, you're great. You did math so well, you're smart. You did all your chores this week. You're so intelligent, you're so organized, you're so structured. It's in their abilities that they are complimented on that builds up like, I am good at running. I am good at baseball. I did hit that
Which is why
home run.
men
I
are
did
more
get
known to be
better.
competitive and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with women, oh, honey, you're so beautiful. You're a princess. You're gorgeous. Aren't you the most who's mommy's little cutest princess girl in the world?
See,
so
and
then
maybe
hold on,
that's
hold on.
why.
But then she finds confidence in herself from her external nature. Nothing about her mom's not complimenting her because she got up when she fell or whatever the case is. It's always because, oh honey, the bows in your hair and your shoes and your nails and you click clack when you walk. So it's like we perpetually drive this concept that women have to grow up to be pretty, to be aesthetically pleasing to somebody's nappy-headed son, versus men just being great in who they are as themselves. Their sense of confidence is ingrained in who they are and what they are realistically capable of doing.
I don't think you saying stuff that people
Well,
ready to
no,
hear.
because I deliberately raise my sons the opposite of that. Like, I deliberately tell them things about their personality. Like, I'm like, you were so kind. That was so nice of you. You're such a great friend. It's never
If we did that more
just.
often, we'd have kinder people in the world.
And I do it deliberately for that very reason.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want, because at the end of the day, I'm raising my sons under the guise of this is going to be a leader and this is going to be someone's husband. This is going to be someone's father. And I'm raising them under that. They're not just my children. I understand they are members of this society.
I think back to when I was growing up, I know, now granted, do I necessarily remember my mother doing the, oh, you're pretty? Yeah, I know my mother has done it. But I do remember my mother telling me, oh, you're really good at math. You're really good at this. So I've always excelled in math. Hated the other stuff. Could give me an algebraic problem, I'm there. But I was never the, I think, and I told you this, which is why one of the reasons I don't know anything about makeup. I was never the person that was into it. I was never the person that was like, oh, I just want to look so pretty. In fact, I was the girl in 8th grade that had the baggy shorts and the lugs t-shirt because I dressed like a tomboy. And I had the self-esteem issues with that because that's what I found to be comfortable. But because I dress like that, when I go to school and stuff, oh, you're a tomboy, you must be gay, you must be this. And it's like, I'm just comfortable.
Yeah.
So, but
I grew up poor, so I was a
That's what I was like. I was looking a mess until I only got into makeup and stuff because as an adult, I was finally able to look the way I wanted to. So then that's what got me. That's why I was half naked with makeup on. Because I was able to buy my own clothes.
I've only had my this is the second time in my life I've had my makeup actually done. I've just never cared. And that doesn't mean that I didn't take care of my skin and all that stuff. It just means I didn't see the value in putting on makeup. Nothing wrong with people that wear it. It's just not for me. And I ain't even gonna get on that because I was about to say.
I will say, for me with makeup, I used to draw. I could draw, and I'm not just saying stick figures and a little face and eyes. I love symmetry. I love symmetrical things. I just love symmetry. So when I was younger, I would take magazines covers. I drew Jessica Biel, and if you looked at it, you would have known that was Jessica Biel. It was that good. But I feel like I lost my talent because I never thought I was good enough. I was always comparing myself or not thinking because mine didn't look like this or whatever the case was.
Thing.
But then I kind of let it go. But then when I got older, I feel like, God kind of allowed me to morph that into makeup because some of the same concepts, contouring, shading, artist, creativity,
and all that makes my
etc.
brain spin.
And it's definitely 80% creativity, 20% science. So if you're that kid who drew out of the lines, it was then makeup ain't never gonna be for you.
Be right in the lines. See, and my thing is, I think just being real, and I know my mom gonna see this and bring it up later. I was always secretly in competition with my brother.
Your sibling is not.
Who was always the smart one. So I felt like I am just expected. Maybe I won't be as smart as him, but I am expected to also excel educationally. Fuck the aesthetic stuff. You need to make sure that you are as smart as your brother. So now granted, my whole life didn't support that because I've gotten kicked out of a school, lost my scholarship from a high school because I was too busy trying to have friends. But once I got my act together, it was like, okay, I need to be studying. I need maybe some extracurriculars to go with this so that I can get into a good college. It was all about the school and my friends. So just the whole makeup and getting glammed up and all this other stuff, it never was a thing for me because I'm like, look, I'm trying to be on National Honor Society because I don't want to lose my status with that.
I was both.
You could be both.
I was definitely
I was
both.
on the honor roll in all the clubs. It still was cute. It was all of the things, all at once.
And there's also the thing too. I never thought that, like I said, I thought I was still cute. That I was just like, I don't think I need makeup.
That's truly it's a preference. You have to like it or you don't. Like some women wear makeup because they want to cover what is there. Some women wear makeup because it's truly a creative art. They want to see how far they can go, how much they can match, how creative they can go.
I love
There's
watching
some people who just like to
videos of people doing makeup. I think it's amazing what you can do with it. But it's just like I see a lot of people with makeup. I'm like, you just really didn't need it.
And that's okay.
It's not a need though.
It's not a need. There's some people it absolutely is. And see, like for some people it absolutely is. They can't go to the store without their lashes, their brows, and their lipstick. That is a need. But like I used to be a person who I've always had decent skin, right? But that's hereditary. Most people who have acne more than likely got parents who have bad skin as well, or someone in their genealogy. It's not just something that just appears. It's hereditary as well. So I never felt like I had to cover anything. Again, I just like beauty. I love beautiful things. I like valuable things. I like symmetry. I like art. I like creativity. That's just me. But I had to get to a point where I used to wear makeup almost every day. The reason why I stopped, and I used to, I'll be honest, I used to look at women who didn't wear makeup as basic, like, do something with yourself. But not in a bad way.
There's a lot of people that do wear makeup that do look at somebody like me and Jade who don't like, okay, not counting this episode, look at every other episode. You won't see nothing but maybe some lip gloss on us. That is it. But there are women and men that because we don't wear makeup on the regular, we are seen as basic.
Yeah, because it's aesthetic.
We're not putting the effort in.
That's the aesthetic.
And I'm just like, but why do I need to put on a bunch of makeup to make you feel like I'm now worth something?
You get wrong person. Wrong
exactly.
person.
I used to wear that, and that's where my mentality come from. I'm clearly not the person for you.
But no, because I used to wear makeup every day. But I viewed it as a clutch. And like I said, I'm always in my head though. People think I'm not. But I don't know. But that's a whole other thing. Like I stopped wearing makeup
all in their head. That's
because I start feeling dependent on it. I used to wear it every single day.
I did
and
too.
then I was like, when I didn't wear it because I was sick one time, and I was like, oh, you look grotesque. And I said, no, this got to go.
And
I got
honestly,
too much to do.
That's what I was worried about with me. Just like with my glasses, because I have LASIK on, but I still wear glasses. That is because I'm just so used to seeing myself with glasses now that when I don't wear glasses, it's like I feel like I look like a completely different person now. So I wear my glasses. It's a crutch for me now. And I felt like if you get into, because you don't know me, but Jade does. When I fall down a rabbit hole, I am gonna do it until I perfect it. And if I had fallen down that makeup rabbit hole, I know I would have used makeup as a crutch. So I was like, don't even go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's like, I guess going on the lines with her, I got to a point where I was like, I didn't feel pretty unless I had it on. And so my flaws stood out, the dark circles, the imperfections in my face. And I had to force myself to say, you know what, let's not do this for a while.
It felt unhealthy. I was like, this feels a little unhealthy.
That's it. I went through the same thing mentally. And you hit on something too. When you're in the corporate workspace, wear makeup one day and go in day 2 without makeup.
And that's why I never gave them the satisfaction of seeing me with makeup on.
You look terrible. It's what they basically say. You ugly bitch. It's what they basically say.
So now when I get new jobs, I'm like, do I want to go in there makeup and have to do this every day? Absolutely not.
Show a clean face.
And that's why every job I've had, I can guarantee none of them has ever seen me in makeup.
And so what you know how I had said I would look at women who didn't wear makeup as basic. I had to change that mentality. Those women are healthy because they are okay with themselves. So it goes down to balance. Like, so now, whereas I used to wear makeup 80% of the time and no face 20% of the time, now I wear a plain face 90% of the time, and I wear makeup 10% of the time. If I'm going out or if I need to be on, I'm gonna put my face on.
And that's what I was gonna say. You hit the nail on the head with there has to be balance. And for me, I've just learned, okay, when should I have makeup done? And when do I not need it? Like, we were going to do a photo shoot. Why would I not have somebody come out and do makeup for us if we're trying to do a photo shoot where we look like we are a serious podcast?
Yeah.
Like, we are here for the people. We want our audience to see us made up like that, see a different version of us. But I wouldn't just be like, oh, it's Saturday and I'm just about to go have me some brunch. Let me get a full beat going.
And there's not necessarily anything wrong
There's nothing
if you
wrong
do it.
with
I
that.
think it's your
I just don't
mentality
necessarily think it's
behind.
needed.
It's the mentality. To me, it's the health of your mentality behind it. If you feel like you need it, that's a problem. If you're doing it just because, that's normal.
And if you're doing it just because you truly just want to, you're like, I just want to look.
Because sometimes I wake up and be
accentuate some of my features by doing a beat. Great, do it.
Yeah.
But like you said, using it as a crutch, that's
not
so
self-esteem has to come from you, though.
Yeah.
Because I went through it bad.
I feel the same way about hair, though. And I'm gonna stop though, because we're gonna probably, they like, can we go home? But like with the hair, like makeup to me is the same thing with hair and weave. Not a fan. Do you? I don't judge you for it, but to me it's the same way. Don't look at me talking about why you got makeup and you're not even comfortable with your own hair. Like, don't go there with me.
Hey, they ain't ready for that one.
Anyway,
I agree with that. I have been the person that will wear the braids. I ain't really been the tracks person, but I owned a wig. I've done all of that stuff. And it wasn't necessarily because I had issues with my real hair. It was because I didn't want to do my real hair. But there are people out there that will wear wigs every single day. You will never see their real hair. And if that's what if you can afford it, that's
because
great.
they accept it. But yeah.
I mean, that's why when we brought up hatfish and men said, y'all do the same thing with weaves and makeup. And I was like,
but the weaves and makeup, it's there. I don't know you bald. You done tricked me. You have tricked me. It's not
I didn't know
even
you was
the
ugly.
same.
So it's the same.
Yeah.
No, but if they got a full face, you have an inkling. You can go, well, maybe she may not look like this if she got a full face.
People be catfishing like a mug.
Oh, I know they do. I've seen it. You like, that is magic.
And that's
like, I have seen it.
I'm not saying he didn't have
witchcraft.
I'm not saying he didn't have an argument. I'm just saying, like, yes, women can do the same thing to men with makeup and a weave. They might wake up and be like, who the fuck are you? That ain't the woman I went to sleep with last night.
Yeah, it is.
She was like, boy, you just didn't know.
Because them hats and them beards do magic. I don't care what nobody say. It's equal. I said it's equal.
And this is bad. And I know if this get clipped, the men are going to chew me up and spit me out. But I am convinced, especially if I'm on a dating site, if his first picture is him with the hat on,
bald.
I said he must be bald.
Or he got a bad hairline.
What does it matter if he's bald? You don't like bald men?
I don't like the secrecy. I don't like the secrecy. If you bald, just be goddamn bald. Same way I show up every day with my face and no eyebrows. You know ain't no eyebrows. You see ain't no eyebrow. It's not a secret.
I think people be putting too
like
much.
You see it.
People be put too much energy in a hat. It's an accessory.
I'm saying when you use it, if it's a picture of you at the beach with a hat, we have a problem.
Why?
If you in the water, like you can tell when it's like somebody just wearing a hat when they're just using it as a crutch. Like you can tell the difference.
I guess I see your point. If they're bald,
and then they got the nerve to be superficial,
hairline,
and that's what pisses me off. Like you hiding a real big secret. And you acting like an asshole. I don't like that.
I have
what really gets me is when they have like 10 plus pictures on their profile and literally you scrolling hat.
I feel that way about sunglasses.
And then the last one, there's the bald one. I was like, okay.
Why was Why is it number 10? You didn't have to put
So,
his number
like,
one.
For me, I'm not on dating sites right now because I don't need to date nobody. I need to heal. But when I do get on dating sites, I usually put my plain face as my profile picture. I'll do a mix so you can see me plain and you can see me made up. But I have a people pleasing nature. So like if I go, like most people know, I do makeup. I'm a Makeup Glam B, but I'm corporate as well. So I can go both ways. I can be plain. I can be whatever. I'll ask them like, do you like makeup? I'm not offended because a man has a preference. Some people be like, I don't like makeup. Okay, no problem. I show up by myself.
I like, have your preference. And that's what people take what we say a lot of times on this podcast. When we say, this is just my preference, people go, oh, that ain't everybody. Not saying it is. This is just our
That's why
preference.
It's called a girl's
That's why
perspective.
It's called a girl's perspective. It's the perspective of us. But people are allowed to have their like what you want to like. Don't like what you don't want to like. To be honest, I don't care. Because I'm over here living my life. I got my own preferences that you might not agree with either.
It's all the shaming going around on both ends.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we tend to women shaming men shaming women for having preferences.
Yeah, and that needs to stop.
It's ridiculous.
On the hair thing, though, see, everybody gonna be mad at me about this, especially the women who live, die, and breathe by weave. Men are the ones who really lose hair, but we shit on them the most for wearing weave. You got a full head of hair and you just don't like your hair, don't want to do your hair, whatever the case is, and walk around looking like somebody else versus men who I don't think we consider, I had to think about this once. I love my hair. My biological mother made me love my hair at a very early age, albeit probably unhealthy, but hey, here we are. So with that being said, I would be devastated if I went through alopecia or if I just got to an age and just lost all my hair. So I can only imagine that some men who were tied to their hair, they probably feel the same way. But then if they go get a weave on their, oh, you gay, you this, you that.
Whatever,
but it's okay,
you get a good
one,
nobody will ever know.
First of all, if you get a good
one, nobody would ever. And they have come a long way.
I've watched several videos of people that make wigs, making units for men,
and they are good.
But to me, it's just the concept is just backwards.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if a man was wearing toupee as long as it looked good. Now, if you got an ugly ass toupee, we got a problem.
Now, then the breeze blow by and that thing goes.
Why didn't you glue it?
Why?
I'm upset.
I would not be mad if a man had a toupee.
Like
I would not be mad if he had a
because
good
he'd
ass
be
toupee.
mad if my wig went flying.
I'm upset.
My scalp all exposed is lifted. You be just as embarrassed.
Which I will tell you, that has happened to me before. I tried wearing a lace front one time, and by the end of the night, that damn thing was lifted. I never will again.
I never had to either. I guess that's the other part. I never had to.
I made the mistake of getting that damn lace front and had it glued down in the top or whatever, and went to saddle up.
Oh, I wouldn't
and
have
did
that.
line dance and started
I wouldn't have
sweating and
did
shit. That stupid ass got to be glue don't work. And by the end of the night, I could literally do this under the lace front, and I was just like,
good thing the
yo,
lights is low.
Stupid ass out here looking like this. I was like, you know what, you might as well just take that fucking wig off and just have what's the girl name from Set It Off with the braids?
Leah. No, what was her name? Was it
Cleo.
Cleo, there you go. I'll say
the
Leah.
Cleo braids to the back, because that's what I had, so I could put that damn lace front on.
And a lot of people argue with me. They'll be like, well, B, you got hair. You got nice. I got good hair. I ain't even going to go there. Because I ain't even going to go there. But that's how we talk to each other. That's how we talk about each other, right? And it's like, well, if you had hair like me or you had Kunta Kinte hair, you would do it too. Hey, guess what? No, sir. No, ma'am. Because I don't like artificial things. I don't like to portray something that I'm not. I don't care if I didn't have hair, if I didn't have whatever grade, whatever, black folks are, how we want to gray hair, whatever you want to call it. If I didn't have it, I would still be me, because I don't like things I would feel weird portraying myself to an interviewer or you or whomever not being me. That's not me.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. That's just me in general.
I don't have an issue with getting weaves, and if, like I said, if that's what you want to do it. Have at it. If you want to spend money on that, it's your money to spend. Now that I have the locks, would I spend my money on that? No, I just don't think I need to, because I don't have to actually do much to my hair anymore. But for me, most of the time, I was just like, I freaking hate having to do my hair. It is such a freaking chore, and it's expensive to go get my hair, with the iron out and all this stuff. 2 weeks or whatever. I was like, I'm just gonna get braids in it, and I ain't gonna have to worry about it for at least 6 weeks.
Right.
That
I've gotten braids before. I've definitely had braids, but they usually end up breaking my hair out. That's honestly
they
why I ended
definitely
up
do. Yeah.
the last time I just locked it up. But
My loctician told me, she was like, when I did my consultation, she was like, your hair belongs to me now. And I said, have it. I'm done with it. Because my next step was to take her advice and cut it off.
Because I tell everybody to cut it off. I love having short hair.
2012, I cut all my hair off.
And I keep
natural.
it
Look,
short.
I'm telling you right now, I do not have the head shape for that.
Girl, yes. Bye.
Look, I got this little divot right in the middle
I'm done.
that will be very pronounced if I cut my damn hair. People like, what happened to your head?
I'm done.
And look, I ain't about to have to explain that to nobody. Because I don't even know.
I can show you some pictures. I definitely rocked it. I cut all of it off.
I loved it because I was supposed to go
cut
get a
it
perm
all
and I
off.
said, I don't want to do this no more.
I was like,
so
why
I just cut it all off.
I'm sorry.
I was like, why?
I'm
my
sorry,
scalp is
Jason. I don't even know if we
sensitive.
even watched this.
Which one? This one? Was it supposed to be the next one? I thought that was the last video. He said this is the
I
last
lost track.
one.
Was that the one before this one? Or were we supposed to watch this?
Oh, there is one more.
Oh, okay.
You want to do one?
Why
more?
are you telling?
You just let us.
Well, I mean, we did like an hour off like 2-3 videos. So I was like,
Well, our time.
Maybe you can split them up then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or
You
whatever.
wanna
Where
do
we
one
at
more?
now?
You're at 1 hour and 38 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's about
It's
on par.
over.
That's about on
Okay.
par. Well, it's been fun, y'all. I'm just kidding. But actually, I did have something that I wanted to ask y'all.
What's up?
And I asked this question and read it. It got a couple responses, but they were pretty much what I thought they would be, I guess. I asked. So scenario is your partner's ex shows up to their house in a bind, and he needs somebody needs to stay there overnight for whatever reason, and you're the partner and you witness this exchange between them happen. What do you do as the partner in this situation? Not as the ex. Like, my boyfriend sees my ex come to my house and like, hey, can I stay here overnight? What do you do as the partner?
I guess it depends on the nature of their relationship. Do they have kids together?
Nope, just
they
an
don't.
ex.
Just an ex. I mean, to me, that comes down to trust with my partner. Like, if I trust and know without a shadow of a doubt that my partner has moved on, they're not sneaking behind my back, is no like, no hidden agenda. I have a huge heart. So if this person came through and I knew, I guess it just depends on the nature of their relationship. If they broke up and they were just like, hey, you know what, this ain't working for us, and they moved on their ways, but they were good people, just not together, and this person still trusted them, but they didn't talk, they respected the fact they didn't talk on a regular basis. Like, there's so many other factors.
So are
and
you
variables.
okay with your boyfriend having female friends?
It's just, I don't really believe that exists. So,
oh my gosh, we agree. We don't care if our boyfriend's husband has female friends, especially if they were already there.
No, I'm gonna say I don't really believe that that's real. Like, I feel like people who have male and female friends, this is my opinion and it is extreme. I feel like one of them wanted the other person and couldn't because they didn't let them, and so they accepted the friendship. Like, I feel like one of them at some point in time, like, okay, because let's be real. And you could prove me wrong, right? I ain't gonna get on my high horse about it, but yeehaw, yeehaw. Like, the thing about it is, I'm gonna be real. I have a really close male friend. Like, honestly, several of my close male friends. Our first initial interaction was because he thought I was attractive. He just couldn't go further. So I stopped that. And so we developed a friendship. Never been intimate, never anything, never crossed the line. I guarantee if I let him, he probably would. And that's how I feel about most male and female relationships.
And I think that's what most people think about it. Do I think men and women can be friends? Yeah. Do I think it always stems from.
But where does it start? Okay, let's be real. Like, where does a male and a
to me,
female
'Cause I've had
relationship
male
start?
friends where it
To me,
always
I'm
was
like,
just
where
friends.
does any
But where did
friendship
it start?
start?
How did it start? How did it start?
Like same way when most of the time it's like through like maybe I met them at work.
Yeah.
Maybe just through another friend. I've had plenty of male friends where it was always just friendship. No one was attracted. The same way I met my female friends, I met a male friend in
That's
the
fair.
exact
That's
same
fair.
way.
That's
There's a guy I used to work with at the pharmacy. Super cool dude. No sexual attraction to him at all, and I never got the impression that there was any towards me either.
That's just fair.
Also,
But are y'all like close to the point where I guess there's a difference between somebody being your acquaintance and somebody you know of and somebody who's intimate? Like, I'm pretty sure y'all talk all the time, right? Is it like that?
No.
See, okay then.
I don't
It's
think
not the same as a
I
friend.
used to talk to my male friends like that. I don't now.
Why?
I just don't feel the need to.
Mm.
I also don't think your friends have to be somebody that you talk to that often. I have female friends that we could go a year, 2, 3 years without seeing each other, but when we link up, it's like no time has passed.
But what do you consider them? What type of level of friendship?
They're not close friends.
Exactly. And see, that's the beef that I have with people. You know, I am needy. I ain't gonna lie. I am needy. I need my attention meter gets low. The heart on my sleeve meter gets low. Like I need that. So don't call me your bestest friend and your closest friend if you don't even check on me at least once a year.
No, they're not your.
Like,
there's no way you can be my close friend.
Exactly. I just wanted to say that. We cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's no way you
Continue.
can. And I've had what, in my opinion, are considered one-sided friendships before.
Man.
I mean, I've said this so many times on this podcast at this point, it's probably crazy. When me and Jade became friends, when I became friends with my friend Abby, that was one of my biggest things, was like, I am done with one-sided friendships.
Man.
If you want to be my friend, we are checking on each other.
And if you don't want to do that, don't be my friend.
And I'm like, and if you don't want to do that, that's fine. I'm going to place you where you belong then.
Absolutely.
Which is why when you hear me talk about on this podcast, my party friends, those are the people that I only hear from when we are going to a bar, which might be once a year, might be once every 2 years. Those are not the people that I'm calling when I need help.
Absolutely.
Jade is somebody I would call if I need help. Abby is somebody I would call if I need help, because those are my close friends.
They've
but I
shown
wouldn't
you
call
that
them friends,
reliability,
though.
that they're reliable,
They
and that
would
they
just be
care.
Yeah, they're
acquaintances to me.
acquaintance.
I wouldn't call
I
them
just
friends.
gave them the
to lump them
party friends, to lump them into the same category. And I'm like, friends and acquaintances, one takes less effort to say. So yeah, party friends. And I was like, but I think everybody should be more selective about their friendships like that. Not just their friendships, but also their romantic partners. And I don't feel a lot of people do that.
Yeah,
They're very loosey-goosey with their relationships, who have such strong opinions about friendship. And I find that interesting because your partner is supposed to be like your
best
friend
friend.
also.
That's a good
So I'm
concept.
like, if they're not your friend, they're not your partner either. And people don't like that take either. Like, if you don't view them as an equal to you, then that's not a true partner. That is just somebody you dealing with. That's not
Which to me,
a
to
partner.
bring full circle, is where this high value, low value stuff, it doesn't give partnership. It gives, I'm on this level and you're not. And that's just what it is. I'm like, that doesn't, to me, is not giving partnership. That's not giving, we're equals. Yeah, you might make more money than me, but that doesn't mean that we're not equals, because while you're bringing in the more money, I might be giving something more than you are in another category. So we're equals.
And I'm a firm believer, once you lay down with somebody, that is your equal. You cannot think you above somebody you done laid down with. Especially if you do it on a continuous basis. Like, there's no way a man you slept with 10 times is not your equal. Like, you want to have a conversation. This sucks, though, because I have to have that conversation. I was like, ooh, Jay, what were you doing?
Yeah, I've
How
had some
sad were you?
situationships in my
Like,
life.
what have you been through? Because that should have never happened with you. But, you know, we've all been there.
Yeah, we've all had some been in
Men
some
and
situations.
female.
Yeah.
You know, men don't like to talk about it, but they've been there too.
This was a good episode, and thank you. So y'all, we kind of ambushed Brittany while she was doing our makeup, and was like, "Hey, you should be on the show."
Come on, girl.
And she was nice enough to be like, "Okay, I'll do it." So I'm really happy that you chose to do it. I know
Yay.
you
Thanks for
had
having
you're
me.
interested in the podcast reels and stuff like that. So hopefully this was a nice little
Intro.
breaking the ice
Yeah,
to
little
that.
It
intro.
was.
And if you ever want to be on, because this was an interesting conversation. So if you ever want to be on again, we're linked on socials now, so definitely reach out. And we can get something scheduled. Like I said, we come out here once a month and record with guests. Not in the cold months though. So we will be getting ready to wrap up our guest season.
Because we don't live over here.
We don't.
I don't either. I'm probably closer than y'all, but I get it. I get it.
But yes, I definitely appreciate you being on the show. It was very, very nice to have this conversation with another woman on.
Yeah.
Because I will say this, our tagline is 2 lives, 2 perspectives, 1 unfiltered conversation. However, Jade and I tend to agree on a lot of stuff.
Show do.
That's like you're like-minded. That's why you're friends.
Yeah.
That's why you're
And
friends.
I just
That's
like,
a problem sometimes, though.
it's a problem sometimes because that it doesn't add that conflict that a lot of people find entertaining. And I'm one, conflict does bring entertainment. But a lot of times we just like, I agree.
Show do.
And it's like, well, next topic.
Nobody ever usually agrees with me. I remember I said something in one of my psych courses eons ago, because I'm actually older than both of you. And the whole class was like, "That's not cool." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I feel that it should be." And yeah,
My mouth get me in trouble.
mine does too. But
I just say stuff. Like when I told that lady I didn't want to talk about her kids.
That was wild.
I didn't want to talk about them.
must have been bad. But I appreciate you guys letting me on this show. But I will say to your viewers and your followers, they might not have their heart on their sleeve and being sensitive, but don't be talking about me in the comments because
hey, look, I'm gonna tell you like
I be
this.
feeling a type of way.
Anybody that has seen anything from a girl's perspective and you left a negative comment and you got a response, I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10 that comment came from me. And let people do it. I
Because you
have
respond so much nicer, but I wouldn't have said that.
I have no issue with going back in the comments, be like, "Excuse me."
But like, why do people feel the need? Like, if I wanted to say something bad, I just wouldn't say nothing at all.
Exactly.
That's
But
what we
people
say. Like, just be
have to have
quiet.
people just have to have a voice. They have to say
But you
something.
but if you saw me
And
in
I'm
real
like,
life, you wouldn't have.
you wouldn't say that to my
they
face.
wouldn't say anything.
You wouldn't dare say that to my face. And the other thing is, I'm like,
They're like
the thing that I told
keyboard
them,
warriors.
and we've
Yeah.
said this on here before, if people really think about, if you hate what we put out there that much,
why are you
that it
watching
bothers
it?
you, I'm like, then the best thing you can do to make it worse for us is to just scroll right past it.
You'll never
Because
see us again.
You'll
never see us again.
You'll never see us again. 2, you're gonna tell the algorithm not to push us out anymore. So I'm like, so by you getting that worked up by our opinions, which by the show name should tell you exactly
what it's
you're
about.
getting.
Yeah.
For you to get that bothered that you now comment on it with, honestly, with a lot of these negative comments, they're just stupid. And for you to comment that and say that, then you got somebody like me that 1 is petty and 2 understand that that's what the algorithm is going to do now. I'm now going to respond to you because now, especially if you're on TikTok, if you go back to that thing when it tell you I replied to you, it's not only going to replay the TikTok that you hated, it's also going to anger you again and you're going to reply to me again. And now we about to have a whole back and forth and we got to
I got time today.
I got time because I have time because I want the algorithm to keep pushing out. Keep engaging.
Because you're really
And
helping.
that's what
You're really
like, that
helping
is
the
engagement.
engagement.
We will take our engagement.
You are helping us. And thank you for, and there's literally some people I would comment and say, thank you for your viewing engagement.
That's
in a heart to comment every time.
And a girl's perspective appreciates
I
you.
used to be that person. I ain't even going I'm not going to even sit here and act like I used to be that person because I'm extremely opinionated. I used to go ham on every social media platform.
It gets exhausting.
I had time. I am a woman of many words. I had time and I went there all the time. And it wasn't until 2019 where I quit.
I have literally been in the middle of typing up something and you know what? You don't even care. Backspace.
Like you're
And
not
keep
even
it
worth
moving.
that
I'm like, I
energy.
don't even
And
care.
I've always felt that way. I'm like,
Oh, girl.
okay.
I used to like, people was probably looking for my address to come beat me up and shoot me because
Girl,
the way,
the way people be, was it doxing people now? Ooh, they probably could find it.
Yeah, girl, ain't that it?
The way I just am so carefree about life. But that's my trauma response, though.
Yeah, and
It's a
mine
trauma
is to not be
response.
as carefree, which is another reason why me and Jade work really well. Like you said earlier, she does come across as the carefree one. I come across as the more
rigid
one. Yes, to put it nicely. Although some people won't put it nicely.
I mean, that's a whole nother
Yeah,
conversation.
but yeah, it's time for us to wrap it up. We sure everybody is ready to go, and Brittany has been here for a minute. You know,
long,
yeah, so I'm sure she's ready to go too.
I'm hungry.
So am I.
But so to wrap, you guys know the deal. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and
share,
and be nice.
And please be nice.
Or don't. We
this
still
is
gonna
her
like
first time on any media like this, so please
be nice to Brittany.
Be nice to her. Please don't make us have to block you or remove your comment or even just reply to you and say, hey, fix your act.
Or the mama, cut it out.
Don't make me come over there. But yeah, make sure you do that on, YouTube and everything, and on the audio platforms. We are getting more followers on things like Spotify and everything, but if you could, make sure you follow us there as well so that you get all the notifications on when we drop our episodes, which, as you know, comes out every Wednesday. Make sure you join the Discord. I'm telling you, once we get some people up in there, it will be a time, but you gotta show up.
We can't be there by ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, granted, me and Jade are a vibe, even when it's just
we
us,
are.
But
they don't even know.
If that's the case, we'll just keep texting each other.
They ain't see the shoot. They ain't even see it.
Yeah, it was a time. Y'all, oh yeah, we did a photo shoot. Y'all go see photos.
Yay, we cute.
At least I think so.
And are.
And follow us on our socials. If you follow us on TikTok but not on Instagram, go on over to Instagram, follow us on Instagram, and vice versa. You follow us on Instagram but not on TikTok, follow us on all of our socials. We are literally everywhere. But as per usual, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one. Deuces.
Bye, friends.